The case of the compromised croissant. Barnaby the cat was, to put it mildly, a dedicated creature of comfort. His days revolved around three main goals: napping in sunbeams, contemplating the physics of gravity from the top of the refrigerator, and eating. Mortimer the mouse was, to put it less mildly, a tiny, furry anarchist. He believed all food belonged to everyone, especially if it was left unattended. One Tuesday morning, Barnaby was savoring a moment of pure bliss. His human had left a perfectly flaky, buttery croissant on the counter. Barnaby, with a smug, self-satisfied expression, had managed to knock it onto the floor, where he now guarded it like a golden idol. Mortimer, perched atop a stack of cookbooks, eyed the prize. The cat was huge, but the croissant was bigger, and Barnaby was easily distracted. Mortimer waited until Barnaby closed his eyes for a quick, preemptive nap, a necessary ritual before the main meal. Then Mortimer made his move. He didn't run past the cat, he ran over the cat. Barnaby woke with a start, feeling a faint, ticklish tremor across his back. He looked down at the croissant. It was fine. He looked around. Nothing. He shrugged and started to nose the pastry. Meanwhile, Mortimer was inside the croissant. He had tunneled into the fluffiest part, nibbling his way to the center. Barnaby took a massive, excited bite. Instead of pure flaky pastry, he hit something hollow. Barnaby frowned. He took another smaller bite. "Oomph," he thought. "This croissant is crunchy on the inside." Mortimer, sensing the peril, let out a tiny high-pitched cheep from inside the pastry cave. Barnaby froze. He held the half-eaten croissant up to his ear. He could faintly hear the sounds of chewing. Barnaby slowly realized he was not eating a compromised pastry. He was eating a drive-through mouse. Instead of pouncing, Barnaby did something completely unexpected. He set the croissant down, put a single paw on it to keep it steady, and then, with a look of utter betrayal, addressed the pastry. "Are you serious, Mortimer?" Barnaby whispered, his voice dripping with dramatic agony. "You couldn't just have the crust? You had to colonize the center? This is a two-seater croissant now. It's ruined. It's structurally unsound." Mortimer popped his head out of a large, buttery hole, his cheeks puffed with pastry crumbs, and gave a tiny, unapologetic shrug. He then retreated back into his edible fortress. Barnaby sat down, tail flicking, and stared at the pastry with the mouse poking out of it. He had a choice: eat the whole thing, mouse included, or admit defeat. He sighed dramatically, pushed the croissant slightly closer to the kitchen cupboard, Mortimer's home, and stalked off to nap on the highest shelf. "Fine," Barnaby muttered, glaring over his shoulder, "but next time I'm eating the bagel." You can't tunnel a bagel. Mortimer, having won the great croissant war, emerged and began to drag the rest of the pastry triumphantly toward his mouse hole, whistling a tiny, slightly arrogant tune.